one of the greatest spatial anomalies ever recorded, a mystery that forced NASA scientists to rewrite the boundaries of what we consider possible in the universe. For just over a year, since its first confirmed observation on July 1, 2025, the interstellar object known as 3I/Atlas has consistently challenged every one of our cosmological models. It's not just its intergalactic origin that makes it special, it's its performance. What the scientific community has most recently revealed borders on the unbelievable. This small visitor, cruising through our solar system, appears to be exerting an abnormal magnetic field, behaving like a veritable colossal magnet, strong enough to repel and deflect the dreaded solar wind, the furious currents of charged plasma expelled by our star. This is no mere disturbance. It's an intervention. Think about it, a fragment from the depths, perhaps only 5 kilometers in diameter, rivaling the protective magnetosphere of the giant planets. What is the hidden truth behind this engine of magnetism? And what are the cosmic implications of an object that ignores the known laws of physics? To understand the magnitude of 3I/Atlas's feat, we first need to appreciate the force it is combating, the solar wind. This stream is not harmless air or vapor, it is an endless barrage of charged particles, primarily high-energy electrons and protons, constantly ejected from the solar corona at speeds ranging from 300 to a staggering 800 kilometers per second, reaching millions of kilometers per hour. Although space is a vacuum, this energetic plasma propagates, forming the vast protective bubble we call the heliosphere, enveloping our entire system. If our planet did not possess a robust and powerful magnetic field, these invisible projectiles would mercilessly strike our surface, stripping away our atmosphere and cooking our world with radiation. Through long years of observation, confirmed by crucial missions such as the Parker Solar Probe and the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO, we have learned that only truly massive worlds, such as Earth, Jupiter, or Saturn, possess the structure and intrinsic strength to erect invisible shields capable of significantly deflecting or blocking this relentless flow. Asteroids and comets, by contrast, are swept away, their gaseous and rocky material ripped away and extended into long, ethereal tails by the power of the solar wind. They are victims, not contenders. The timing of the discovery of this anomalous magnetic field is as precise as it is disturbing. It was on a seemingly normal day, August 18, around 8 a.m., Earth time, that the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO/SORAL, captured the first signal. It wasn't a reading error, but rather an unmistakable arc-shaped ripple cutting through the solar wind storm, manifesting precisely in the orbital proximity of the mysterious 3I/Atlas. Just 2 minutes later, Parker Solar Probe, the closest spacecraft to the Sun and a bulwark of precision, confirmed the disturbance by recording a sudden and massive spike in the local magnetic field intensity. But the crucial evidence, which eliminated any doubt about a technical failure or localized anomaly, came from the MAVEN spacecraft. Positioned much farther away, in Mars orbit, MAVEN also recorded anomalous deviations in the solar wind that could only be explained by the influence of a colossal force interacting with the plasma kilometers away. The triple, independent repetition of the measurement forced engineers and physicists at NASA and JPL to scramble to reanalyze every byte of data, searching for logical or optical flaws. There was no flaw. The undeniable had been established. In a statement that resonated throughout the scientific community, NASA classified the event as Level 1, an anomaly recorded by multiple sources, for which current physics simply offers no explanation. The revelation of this magnetic shield around 3I/Atlas is fundamentally a shock to scientific confidence. Its observed effects mimic the so-called planetary magnetosphere, that protective bubble that surrounds massive worlds, acting like a cosmic umbrella that deflects solar rain. However, small bodies like 3I/Atlas simply lack the geological mechanisms, such as rotating, molten cores generating a dynamo, to sustain anything remotely close to the recorded strength. For reference, smaller planets like Mercury can barely maintain a weak magnetic field, about 1% of Earth's, and therefore suffer a slow and brutal erosion of their gaseous layers, space weathering. Now, we have an interstellar object, likely less than 6 kilometers in diameter, erecting an invisible shield capable of rivaling that of Jupiter. This suggests that Atlas is channeling or generating a force hundreds, if not thousands, of times greater than what would be expected from an object of its mass and composition. The presence of this anomalous magnetic field not only refutes our models of comet formation and behavior, but also forces us to ask whether 3I/Atlas is an entirely new phenomenon of unknown nature. While the magnetic field is the primary extraordinary anomaly, it's crucial to remember that 3I/Atlas had already been challenging science with a bizarre feature, its sun-pointing tail. Initial observations with the Hubble Space Telescope confirmed what appeared to be an optical error, an anti-tail, but which was soon confirmed as a real physical feature. By August 2025, this anti-tail had grown noticeably, extending about 56,000 kilometers. In ordinary comets, radiation and solar wind push sublimated material, gas and dust, away from the Sun, creating a luminous scar facing outward. However, Atlas's anti-tail points in the opposite direction, directly toward our star. The most widely accepted explanation is that it is composed of exceptionally large and heavy ice grains, particles too resistant to be pushed by radiation pressure. These grains are ejected, forming a kind of luminous, snow line that seems to defy cosmic drag. If we combine a core that resists the solar wind with a magnetic shield capable of deflecting it, 3I/Atlas begins to look less like a chunk of icy rock and more like a moving entity. When traditional physics fails, speculative imagination inevitably kicks in, especially when it comes to interstellar objects. 3I/Atlas joins the ranks of anomalous visitors, as did Oumuamua, which in 2017 mysteriously accelerated away from the Sun without exhibiting the gas trails, outgassing, of a normal comet. Oumuamua exhibited no magnetic field, but its non-gravitational acceleration was a puzzle in itself. Atlas, however, offers a much more active and challenging mystery. If both anomalies are intentional, we would be forced to consider a hypothesis that sounds like science fiction. 3I/Atlas is an exploration vessel or an artifact ingeniously constructed by an alien intelligence. Imagine the scenario: a small vessel on a long interstellar journey encounters our solar system. Sensing the corrosive fury of the solar wind, which threatens to gradually erode its outer layers, the ship sends a remote command. In response, an internal nuclear architecture activates a powerful protective field, an electromagnetic shield, blocking the radiation and allowing the object to explore critical areas near the Sun, protected from wear and tear. As absurd as it may seem, real observations demand explanations that challenge the status quo of our cosmology. While the mothership theory is captivating, serious science is also exploring more traditional, but equally spectacular, paths to explain the origin of Atlas's magnetism. Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, have proposed a fascinating hypothesis based on ancient cosmic events. The theory suggests that, during its long and tortuous galactic journey, 3I/Atlas may have passed through the smoldering remains of an ancient supernova, the violent and brief death of a massive star. As it passed through this remnant region, Atlas would have absorbed and incorporated the powerful residual magnetism left behind by the stellar explosion. If this hypothesis is confirmed, each fragment of Atlas carries within it the magnetic signature of a cosmic collapse event that occurred eons ago and thousands of light-years away. It would be, literally, a repository of stellar fossil energy. This scenario transforms the comet into a magnetic time capsule, physical proof of deep space interactions that we have only just begun to map. This isn't just physics, it's cosmic poetry. The magnitude of the discovery demands a profound reflection on our place and our knowledge of the universe. The 3I/Atlas phenomenon is more than just an interesting object, it is a game changer. just when scientists felt they had consolidated a comprehensive model of the behavior of matter in the solar system, this small, rebellious body appears, acting as a destroyer of certainties. The scientific community is stunned, facing the unprecedented question: how can magnetic fields of such strength be sustained or generated? If an object of this size is capable of exerting a force that only planets of critical mass should generate, perhaps the models describing the interaction between stellar plasma and solid matter, both local and external, are fundamentally incomplete. Entire theories about the mechanisms of magnetic induction in space will need to be redesigned, or, more dramatically, basic assumptions about the composition of interstellar matter will need to be reconsidered. 3I/Atlas is a catalyst for the next revolution in astrophysics. Ultimately, whether 3I/Atlas is an intelligent artifact, the magnetized remnant of a supernova, or something entirely new, what it represents for us is a powerful lesson in humility. An object just a few kilometers in diameter, piercing the darkness of the Milky Way, withstanding the sun's fury and revealing profound gaps in our cosmic understanding. It reminds us that the universe is full of secrets conveyed in languages, like magnetism and antitail geometry, that we are still struggling to decipher. 3I/Atlas is a silent messenger, carrying signatures of ages and distances that transcend our historical timeline. It is here, testing the limits of our physics and expanding our imagination. We will continue to follow the journey of this cosmic magnet, certain that, in deep space, the improbable often becomes inevitable. Let me know in the comments which hypothesis you think is more likely, advanced technology or ancient magnetism? And don't forget to like and subscribe to continue exploring the universe with us.